Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my podcast. This is Nutrition Made Simple: Macros, Food Tracking, and Portion Control. Today, I am going to be talking about a lot of things about nutrition that maybe you don't know, maybe you're overwhelmed or confused about, or even it's a little bit intimidating to you for tracking your macros. I want to talk about macros, weighing your food and hand portions, and how all of these tools can fit into real life without stress and guilt or perfection. Because here's the truth, okay? Nutrition doesn't have to be extreme to be effective. It does not have to be extreme. A lot of my clients are always wanting to dive right into workouts, nutrition, diets, but the fact is, without the pressure, it is so much easier. You guys, okay, before we dive into the how, I want to talk about the why. Nutrition is not about punishment, okay? Get that right out of your head. It's not punishment. It's not like you're punishing yourself to go on this great, huge diet. It's not about eating less and suffering more, and it's definitely not about being perfect, okay? That's a big thing this year for me. No perfection, no perfectionism. That just creates stress in our lives. Nutrition simply is fuel, okay? If you think about nutrition as fuel, it's going to go a lot better than if it's punishment. Nutrition is simply fuel for your workouts, fuel for your hormones, fuel for your energy, your mood, your sleep, and your long-term health. When nutrition is done right, you should actually feel better, not worse. You should have more energy. You should have better sleep quality, better skin, better mood, of course. So what are our macros? This is the next subject that I want to talk about. A lot of people don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I say macros. Let's start with the macros, okay? Macros for short is macronutrients. Here are the main nutrients they are the main nutrients that your body needs. The protein, their carbohydrates, and fats. Each one plays a huge role in our fuel, in our energy. Protein helps repair and build muscle, keeping you full longer, and it supports our metabolism. Okay, so that's what our protein is used for. Carbs are our body's main energy source, especially for workouts and daily activity. So really, really good to get your carbs in to fuel those workouts. Okay, fats. We got fats to support hormones. Can you believe that once, way before, like in the 80s, we were always on fat-free stuff? Like fat was bad, fat was everything bad, don't touch any fat, fat-free. Now it's like all about the healthy fats. Fats support hormones, brain health, and nutrient absorption. Okay, so it helps our nutrients absorb when we have our good fats in our body. That is one of the things that I love about this essential meal protein from Arbonne that I sell. It is a full macronutrient-based protein. So one scoop is going to give you everything you need in one shake. So that is why I'm so passionate about my protein powder there. So none of these are bad and none of these should be eliminated. The fats, the protein, and the carbs. Don't mess with those. We just want to make sure that they're good and healthy. The goal with macros is balance, not restriction, okay? So why tracking your macros can help? Tracking macros is simply a way to create awareness. It shows you how much protein you're actually eating, whether you're under eating or overeating, and where your calories are actually coming from. So not just like a Starbucks frap, which has like 400 calories in it when you include the whip. Okay, we're talking about good, nutritious meals. We're talking about like a chicken breast. We're talking about a big handfuls of leafy greens or vegetables, and some good fats like avocado oil. Coconut oil is what I use the most. So for many people, tracking even temporarily can be super eye-opening, okay? So if you just track for a day, you're going to be surprised how much calories are coming from crap or from good food, okay? So you might realize you're not getting enough protein. That is a huge one that I always see with my clients. It's like they start tracking one day and they're like, whoa, I'm not getting enough protein at all, okay? Your portion sizes are much larger or much smaller than you thought of course, or you're skipping meals and then you're overeating later. So that's a classic one too, is where you're like, oh, I'm just going to starve myself all day, call it the fast, and then you're skipping all your meals until later that night. So just a reminder, just remember this: tracking is not a forever rule. Okay. It's a learning tool. I don't expect anyone to count their calories for life. Okay. I definitely don't. What I like to do personally is I like to weigh my food at the beginning of the week. So Monday, let's say, I weigh my food and I see all my portion sizes. I see what my hands fit. I usually have 4 to 5, handfuls of protein, so your palm size protein per day. So basically what I do at the beginning of the week is I weigh all my food out, and then I actually know just by visual all week what I kind of need to know, what I kind of need to eat, I should say, and your portion sizes. So that's a little tidbit. Weigh one day of the week, then remember throughout the week, and then when your brain starts to get foggy and you're like, oh, I need to weigh again, you can do that. I'm also going to be showing you how to use your hands for a little simpler method as well. So weighing your food, the most accurate method, okay? Now let's talk about weighing your food. Weighing your food with a kitchen scale is the most accurate way to track your intake, of course. And I use grams for my scale. You can do ounces, whatever metric system that you use for counting your calorie or your intake is fine by me. It removes the guesswork, right? So you can use MyFitnessPal is really, really good. I think it's called Chronometer. I think that one's a really good one. And then one thing that I just discovered with a client is you can actually track your calories and your macros by sending in a picture to ChatGPT, okay? And you can send it and they will tell you how many calories about it is if you send a picture, or you can be exact. You can say like, hey, this is what I ate today, and it will send you everything you need to know. Okay, little hint. Let's use that AI for good, okay? This can be really helpful. When you have specific muscle goals like fat loss or muscle gain, if you're just starting out and want a clear structure, or you've been stuck and need data, okay? It's not connected to any emotion. It's just that you're stuck and you need data, and you just need to see where you're at. The measurements or the weighing and the weighing your food with a kitchen scale, is the best idea, okay? Weighing your food doesn't mean you're obsessed. Don't get upset with it. It means you're being intentional, okay? Intentional. So that said, this method isn't for everybody, and it doesn't need to be used forever. Let's mark that down. Doesn't have to be used forever. With diets, the thing with diets is they're very yo-yo, right? You go on them, you're all high up, and then you go down, you lose a lot of energy. We want to keep something going called the 80-20 rule, where maybe you're 80% of the time you're super good, you're weighing your food maybe all week, and then the weekends you get a little break, you get that 20% break. That's usually how I like to live my life. So let's talk about hand portions, guys. So hand portions, this is real life nutrition. This is what I call it. And this is where hand portions come in, and hand portions are incredible. It's incredible, and it's an option if you don't want to weigh your food. Okay, you eat out often, maybe you travel, or you just want a sustainable low stress approach, okay? So your hand is proportional to your body size. So it's actually a great built-in measuring tool. Did you know that? Our hands are a measuring tool. So here is how it works. Your protein, 1 palm size portion of protein, okay? That is your protein size. Now, if you got my my book for the challenge, for the 90-day challenge, you're going to see a QR code or a nice long calculation that you can do, old school, or you can do that QR code where you can get all of your macros, and you can actually get how many calories your body needs, your BMR, to actually lose the weight or gain the muscle or get to that goal that you want to. So make sure you use that. If you don't know how to use that, you can Google it. You can definitely Google how to get my BMR, how to get my calorie intake, and how to get my macros. So that's when you're going to know how many of these palm sizes you need per meal per day. Like I said, I need about 4 to 5 palms to get to my goal. And then, so our carb is 1 cup, 1 cupped hand. So think of some mashed potatoes Think of some carbs, think of some good greens, or some good beans, and some good carbs that you can fit into one hand, okay? Mashed potatoes is a great one. Fats, okay? 1 thumb of fat. So again, your macronutrient reading is everyone's different. So you're going to have your thumb is your fat. So you have 1 thumb of fat. I usually do 2 thumbs a meal. That's just for me personally. Your veggies is 1 fist. So you make 1 fist, and that's per meal, right? So not per meal. That's just the how it works. So your carbs or your protein, your carbs, 1 cupped hand, your fats, and your fist is your veggies, okay? So most meals should include about 1 to 2 palms of protein, okay? Most meals. 1 cupped hand of carbs, okay? 1 cupped hand. 1 thumb of fat, okay? 1 or 2 fists of vegetables. So this approach teaches you balance without numbers, and it works incredibly well when consistency is there. Okay, so which method is best? Honestly, so that is the big question. Which method should you use? The answer is the one you'll actually stick to. Nice. Some people love structure and data, and some people want freedom and simplicity. I'm kind of in the mix of both. When I need to be on track, I'm going to be weighing my food. When I want to just live my life and be healthy, I'm going to use my hand. Some people want that freedom, right? And some people want simple. And some people just use a mix of both, just like me. There's no right way, only the right way for you. So nutrition should support your life. It shouldn't control your life. Consistency over perfection. I want to leave you with this, okay? You do not need to eat perfectly to see results. You do not need to track forever, and you do not need to follow someone else's plan to be successful. What you do need is consistency, awareness on where your caloric intake even is. And if you've been in the measurement with me, you'll know exactly what it is. I've told you what your BMR is. And the kindness towards yourself, guys. Be kind to yourself. If you're starting this journey, or if you've been doing this journey for a long time, if you're trying to get to results and trying to get to goals, just be kind towards yourself first. Okay? Get the awareness, get the consistency, and we are flying to the top. So if you're eating balanced meals most of the time, fueling your workouts and showing up consistently, you are doing enough. Progress comes with repetition, not extremes, okay? Extremes lead to burnout, failure, overwhelm, stress, all that BS we don't like. So in closing today's podcast, I hope you guys liked this short podcast about nutrition. Thank you so much for listening today. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear that nutrition doesn't have to be complicated at all. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. So I will see you next episode. Good luck with all of your nutrition goals.